The Catholic Church has experienced a groundbreaking moment in its 2,000-year history, with the election of Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as its new leader. For the first time ever, the papacy has been entrusted to an Asian cardinal, breaking centuries-old traditions. The election of Cardinal Tagle marks a historic shift in the global face of Catholicism, signifying not just a change in leadership, but a transformation in how the Church engages with the world. This unprecedented moment is not only a religious milestone, but a statement about the Church's evolving identity, one that reflects the growing diversity of its global congregation. Born in Manila, Philippines in 1957, Cardinal Tagle's journey to the papacy is nothing short of extraordinary. From his humble beginnings in a devout Catholic family to becoming one of the most influential voices in the Catholic Church, Tagle's life has been defined by a deep commitment to service, compassion, and social justice. His election to the papacy is not just the culmination of his remarkable career, but a reflection of the Church's recognition of the vibrant faith communities in Asia and the global South. This new chapter in Catholic history is filled with promise and potential, as Tagle's leadership signals a fresh perspective that emphasizes inclusivity, dialogue, and a renewed focus on social justice. Cardinal Tagle's election also holds profound implications for the Church's future. His papacy is likely to reshape the priorities of the Catholic Church, particularly with respect to interfaith dialogue, social justice, and the Church's relationship with the marginalized and oppressed. As the world watched with bated breath for the white smoke to rise above the Vatican, signaling the election of a new pope, it became clear that this was more than just a change of leadership. It was the beginning of a new era for the Church, one that reflects the changing landscape of global Catholicism. The white smoke that rose from the Sistine Chapel on that fateful day was a symbol of a new chapter in the history of the Catholic Church. It marked the conclusion of days of deliberations and prayers by the College of Cardinals, who gathered in secret to choose a successor to Pope Francis. As the faithful gathered in St. Peter's Square, there was a sense of anticipation, excitement, and hope in the air. The election of Cardinal Tagle was not just the election of a new pope, but the breaking of a centuries-old mold. It signaled a transformative moment for the Church, one that transcended religious and geopolitical boundaries, capturing the attention of Catholics and non-Catholics alike. Cardinal Tagle's rise to the papacy also reflects the growing importance of the global South in the life of the Catholic Church. For centuries, the papacy has been dominated by European cardinals, and the Vatican has often been perceived as a European-centric institution. However, the election of Tagle as the first Asian pope signals a shift towards a more inclusive and global Church. It acknowledges the vibrant and dynamic faith communities in Asia and the global South, which have been instrumental in sustaining and renewing the Church. The growing influence of Catholicism in regions like Asia, Africa, and Latin America is a testament to the changing face of global Catholicism, and Cardinal Tagle's elevation to the papacy is a recognition of this shift. As Pope, Cardinal Tagle is expected to bring a new perspective to the Vatican, one that is informed by his experiences as a pastor and his deep commitment to social justice. Throughout his career, Tagle has been known for his compassion, humility, and advocacy for the poor and marginalized. His pastoral approach emphasizes mercy and inclusion, calling for a Church that is more welcoming and sensitive to the needs of the most vulnerable members of society. His vision for the future of the Church is one that emphasizes dialogue, understanding, and engagement with people of different faiths and cultures. This vision has already resonated with Catholics worldwide, particularly in Asia, where religious and cultural diversity is a defining characteristic. One of Cardinal Tagle's key theological positions is his emphasis on the culture of encounter. He believes that the Church should be a place where people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs can come together in a spirit of mutual respect and understanding. This vision is especially important in a world that is becoming increasingly interconnected and diverse. Tagle's emphasis on dialogue is not just about engaging with other religions, but also about fostering a greater understanding of the challenges facing marginalized communities and addressing issues such as poverty, inequality, and social injustice. Tagle's theological outlook is rooted in the belief that the gospel has profound implications for the way we live our lives and structure our societies. He has consistently advocated a church that is not just concerned with spiritual matters, but is also deeply engaged with the social and political issues of the day. His advocacy for the poor, his opposition to economic inequality, and his call for greater social justice have made him a champion of the marginalized. As a bishop and archbishop, he worked tirelessly to address the systemic issues of poverty and social inequality in the Philippines. His initiatives in Imus, where he served as bishop, were aimed at uplifting the community and addressing the social challenges facing the region. Cardinal Tagle's pastoral approach has also been characterized by his desire to accompany families in their joys and sorrows. While upholding the Church's traditional teachings on marriage and family, he has called for greater sensitivity and understanding towards families facing complex challenges. His approach is rooted in empathy and a desire to offer support and guidance rather than judgment. This inclusive and compassionate approach to pastoral care has made him a beloved figure among Catholics, particularly those who feel marginalized or excluded by the Church. As Pope, Cardinal Tagle is expected to prioritize issues such as social justice, interfaith dialogue, and the protection of the environment. His commitment to these causes is evident in his work as a cardinal, where he has advocated for greater collaboration between religious leaders to address global challenges such as poverty, climate change, and conflict. His vision for the Church is one that is more engaged with the world and responsive to the needs of the faithful. He sees the Church not just as a religious institution, but as a global community that has a responsibility to care for the well-being of all people, regardless of their background or beliefs. The election of Cardinal Tagle as Pope has been met with widespread support and excitement, particularly among Catholics in Asia and the global South. His elevation to the papacy is seen as a victory for diversity and inclusivity, reflecting the growing influence of the Church in regions outside of Europe. For many Catholics, the election of an Asian Pope represents a long overdue recognition of the vibrant faith communities in Asia and the rest of the world. It is a moment of pride and hope, a signal that the Catholic Church is embracing a more inclusive and global identity. At the same time, there are challenges ahead. The Catholic Church is at a crossroads, grappling with issues of trust, transparency, and accountability. The Church has faced numerous scandals in recent years, and many Catholics are looking to the new Pope to address these concerns and restore the Church's credibility. Cardinal Tagle's leadership will be critical in navigating these challenges and guiding the Church through this difficult period. His commitment to reform, transparency, and accountability will be essential in rebuilding the trust of the faithful and ensuring that the Church remains a place of healing and hope. As the first Asian Pope, Cardinal Tagle brings a fresh perspective to the Vatican, one that is shaped by his experiences in the Philippines and his deep commitment to the global Church. His papacy promises to be an era of renewal and transformation, one that embraces diversity, fosters unity, and prioritizes social justice. Cardinal Tagle's leadership will be crucial in guiding the Church through the challenges of the modern world, and his vision for the future of Catholicism offers hope and inspiration for millions of Catholics worldwide. The world is watching closely as Cardinal Tagle embarks on this momentous journey as the 266th Pope of the Catholic Church. His papacy marks a new era for the Church, one that is more inclusive, compassionate, and responsive to the needs of the global community. As Catholics around the world reflect on the significance of this historic moment, there is a sense of hope and optimism for the future of the Church. Cardinal Tagle's leadership represents a fresh chapter in Catholic history, one that promises to bring about lasting change and renewal for generations to come.